So the pick is in for the Philadelphia 76ers at 3rd overall in the 2025 NBA draft. And I'm fascinated to see how Sixers fans react to this because it's been a polarizing pre-draft process for Philadelphia. The fan base has been split. A portion of the fan base wanted Ace Bailey. A portion of the fan base wanted VJ Edgecombe. Some fans wanted the Sixers to trade back, gather some draft capital, and take a player like Con Knueppel, the sharpshooter out of Duke. Instead, Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse have taken VJ Edgecombe, the guard out of Baylor. And there's a lot to like about the player here who is going to Philadelphia and immediately becomes the best athlete on this Sixers roster. 6'4", 193 pounds, pogo sticks for legs, extremely explosive, the vertical leap, the dunking ability, the lateral quickness, the overall athleticism. You can make the argument he's the best athlete in this draft class. And it really shows up in transition. It shows up with his ability to finish around the 10. It's led to him becoming an excellent defender already. He really doesn't have to refine that portion of his game on the defensive end. He can make a high-level impact on the defensive side of the floor right from the jump as a rookie. He's shown the ability to develop into an elite shooter, but the shot is a little bit streaky. What's also a little bit spotty with VJ Edgecombe is his dribbling ability. And he's going to have to work on creating off the dribble, both for himself and for his teammates. That was a little bit of a weakness for him while at Baylor. Now, you look at the numbers for what he did in 2024-2025. He averaged 15 points per game for a pretty solid Baylor team. His athletic ability allows him to crash the glass, rise up, and snatch the ball away from players he's competing with for boards. 5.5 rebounds. He is very active, getting his hands in the way of passing lanes. He has a really good feel for the game, and that led to him averaging more than 2 steals per game. That can lead to easy opportunities on the other end. It can lead to highlight reel-worthy plays for him on the offensive side of the floor. But with that three-point shot, he was right at 34% at Baylor. And one of my concerns for Edgecombe, you can bank on him being a great defensive player and an excellent athlete. But you look at teams like the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who just went to 7 games in the NBA Finals, proving that the big three era of the NBA is over, and teams are really trying to prioritize having deep rosters with the multitude of players who can shoot. My concern is that VJ Edgecombe, worst case scenario, is a Matisse Thybulle. Good athlete, springy, can defend, but he can't shoot. And if he can't shoot, it really does hamper Philadelphia in a way that's a little bit concerning. So a lot of pluses here, and I think Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse feel the pressure of wanting to win right away and flushing what was arguably the most disappointing season in franchise history last year. They know that if they're disappointing again in 2025, 2026, they could be canned. And so they went with the easiest path and player who can help them right away. What I would have done is gone with Ace Bailey because I believe he has star potential. It's boom or bust, but I think that Ace Bailey can be a star. I'm not sure that VJ Edgecombe can become a star. Now, we'll talk Ace Bailey coming up here and the implications of this in a moment, but I don't want to take the spotlight away from VJ Edgecombe. What I do want to do is bring on producer Chip. He's been crushing it on this channel. He's been giving you excellent draft insight and analysis right here on 76ers Now. That's why you subscribe. We had a feeling it was going in this direction. Not surprised at all the Sixers go this route.
Yeah, not shocked. I, too, was an Ace Bailey guy leading up to the draft. And I, too, would have taken Ace Bailey. But I do still like, and I am still high on what VJ Edgecombe can be for this team. Now, the initial reaction for a lot of people, we're live on the channel right now, and a lot of people in the chat are saying, oh, here we go, another guard. And I get it. You obviously have Maxey. You have Quentin Grimes hopefully returning. You have Jared McCain. You do need another guard. But VJ brings something a little bit different, as Chase mentioned, with the athleticism, with the defensive ability from day one. This is why I think Morey and the Sixers really took VJ, is because they can bank on one skill of his, well, really two skills of his, being his defensive ability and his athleticism playing from day one. It's also a very Nick Nurse pick to me as well. We know Nurse is an aggressive defensive coach. Nick Nurse is going to love VJ Edgecombe on that side of the floor. And even when the Sixers team is fully healthy, right? You think about their personnel, outside of someone like Quentin Grimes, who we know to be a very good defender. Maxey, good, not great defender. I'd say solid. McCain, not a very good defender.
Undersized.
Paul George has kind of fallen off a little bit on the defensive end of the floor. I like what Justin Edwards can do, but VJ now comes in and is one of your best perimeter defenders right away. Now, he has to get better offensively. To me, where he goes from good to great is, can he hit his open shots? He was very good hitting his open catch-and-shoot threes in college. Outside of that, not a whole lot with that jump shot. And he also weirdly struggled a little bit to finish at the rim despite how athletic he was. So, again, it's not like this home run guaranteed pick that's going to make such a huge impact from day one. But I think with his defense, with his athleticism, he has the tools. It's just, can he really put it all together on the offensive end of the floor? Then he can reach the upside of someone like some comps that have been thrown out there is a D Wade.
Yep.
Otherwise, then you're hoping for a 3-and-D wing, maybe at best. Worst case, as Chase mentioned, like a Matisse Thybulle, who can be a good defender but just never develops it on the offensive end. An exciting pick, though. He's going to make some highlight-level plays, and I am excited for what he can bring to the 76ers team.
You just hope this isn't a Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum situation. Philadelphia sports teams, in my lifetime and prior to me being in existence, have missed a lot early in drafts, especially, oddly enough, with the 3rd overall pick. A lot of people do like player comps this time of the year during draft season. Jay Billis said that Edgecombe kind of reminds him of a young Victor Oladipo, a young Dwayne Wade, if he becomes Dwayne Wade, which I don't think is going to happen. Obviously, that's best case scenario. Kevin O'Connor comparing him to Oladipo as well. Christian Brown. Christian Brown has been a very important piece to what the Denver Nuggets have done and are doing. He was a member of that championship team a couple of years ago, and he's a valuable player. But there are issues with his shot, his offensive ability. And so Edgecombe, he's explosive. He's a high motor guy. He can fly out of nowhere for big-time poster dunks, some chase down blocks. He'll have some highlight reel-worthy plays in year one because he's going to be able to do those aforementioned things. He can pair his excellent athleticism with a knockdown spot-up jumper. He is a good slasher, so some good off-ball movement. Just needs to improve his shot creation to become more of that go-to primary creator. Lob threat, he's a pickpocket guy, and some people think that he's a three-point marksman. I just think that the shot needs to be better. The good news is that the form and the shot form is there, and it's not like a Ben Simmons situation where he shoots the ball like this as a left-hander. Like Edgecombe as a righty, everything is very tighty, it's tight, it's mechanically sound, and hopefully he can build off that and he can develop a dribble. So I want you to grade the pick down in the comment section here. VJ Edgecombe to Philadelphia, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section. And frankly, I can't wait for Summer League. Those of you who watched the draft or were hanging out here with us, we saw Edgecombe walk up to the stage, shake the hand of Adam Silver in this Philadelphia 76ers draft hat. And thanks to our friends at Fanatics, you can get yours. I think it's an awesome hat. Written font on the front, 76ers logo on the side, and you can rock the same hat as these Sixers draftees. Chatsports.com/76 draft hat. Use that link. It'll take you to Fanatics. These will go very quickly. So really limited time only. And then Fanatics will know that Chase Sr., producer Chip, 76ers Now, and Chat Sports sent you. White hats available, blue hats available, even the bucket hat style. We'll put that link down below in the show notes, in the description of this video, and attached to the pinned comment of tonight's Philadelphia 76ers Now. So as we progress here, the other element of this conversation is Ace Bailey. He is the player who the Sixers did not select. Now, him and his camp did say in the pre-draft process, according to reports, that Ace Bailey did not want to go to the Utah Jazz. Well, as we're recording this live, guess where he's going? Utah Jazz at number 5. Knaipel went to the Charlotte Hornets at number 4. And Utah gets a player who, best case scenario, ultimate upside, some people think that he could be better than Cooper Flagg. Some people think that he can be the next Kevin Durant because he's tall, long, lean. He can get his shot off from anywhere. He has a deep offensive arsenal and a deep offensive game. He is definitely a microwave scorer where sometimes he's cooking. Other times he can be cold. He's a ridiculous shot-making machine who can hit contested jumpers because of the size and where the shot gets off from. Every spot on the floor, he has the ability to find twine. I also really like his swagger. It is that swagger of an old-school throwback bucket getter who says, you know what? You might have good defense. I'm going to give you better offense. He does have rawness, if you will, to his game. And the shooting percentages weren't great. And sometimes he can take some really bad shots. But, man, you watch him play, and you can envision him perhaps being the best player in this draft class. Rise over the top of defenders, high release point and length. He said he's added 20 pounds since the season ended with Rutgers. He could definitely improve his shot creation. He's going to go to a bad Utah team. He might, right from the jump, take 20 shots per night. And that's why maybe he didn't want to go to Philadelphia, because he looks at that roster and he says, where am I going to get shots to go on my quickest path of becoming a star and getting that second contract with Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Paul George, and Joel Embiid? I want to go somewhere where I can stake my claim as one of the top scorers in the NBA. So, Chip, I'll welcome you back on. You and I, definitely big Ace Bailey guys. Sixers don't go that route, and we just hope it doesn't come back to bite them, because they had the opportunity, and the opportunity was there for them to ace the pick.
Yeah, I like that. Ace the pick, baby. Look,
Had to bring it back.
I was an ace guy as well, and would I have still taken him? Yes. For all the reasons Chase mentioned, the upside, that number one go-to scoring profile that he has with his ability to make tough shots. And yeah, he takes a lot of tough shots, but he makes a lot of them as well. I think that goes unstated a lot of times when people say how bad his shot profile is. He's making a lot of these bad shots at the end of the day. And look, does I need to improve? Yes, but as much as I wish they would have taken him, and I would have taken him as well, you have to acknowledge the potential low floor that he does have if the shot quality doesn't improve and he isn't able to play in the flow of an offense. And I could understand why the Sixers did not want to go this route. Somebody who in the pre-draft process seemed like he was only concerned about getting that second contract. He wasn't concerned about winning. He didn't really care if he won a lot of games early in his career. He, truthfully, to me, didn't even care if he was going to be developed in the right way as a player. What he seemed to care about, and his team seemed to care about, is just going somewhere where he can score the ball and show off basically what he did at Rutgers, which was lose a bunch of games more often than not, but put up some really good numbers. And you know what? As much as I believe in the upside of the player, and I think he could be great, he can only be great if he wants to be great. And if he doesn't want to fit in that kind of mold as a player and he would rather just be an empty scorer, that's fine. You can go do that in Utah for however long, get paid a bunch of money. So I can see from the Sixers' perspective, for a team that obviously wants to win now, they decided, you know what, we're going to stay away from this. We're going to take a guy that's going to come in here, he's going to work hard, he's going to be able to play a secondary role. And if Ace Bailey's great, you know, we might regret it down the line, but it's the decision they made. And I would have gone Ace, but I'm going to trust this front office's decision at this moment. But certainly could come back to bite them in 5 or so years.
Derek Bodner is a good basketball mind, and he has some further insight on Edgecombe here. Averaged 17.1 points per game and shot 46% from the field, 36% from three-point range over his final 17 games at Baylor. So struggled a little bit to start the year. Also looked dynamic with the Bahamas last summer. So could he benefit from NBA spacing? That's also a part of this conversation. And he could. And oftentimes we have seen players go from college to the NBA where they become better players because of the spacing, because of the better coaching, because of the talent and the complementary pieces around them. Before we dip on out of here, join the channel. Year-round 76ers content for free. Hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit that bell icon, turn on your notifications there for anytime we go live, anytime we push out a show like this, you'll be notified.